Gold FM is #1 here in Sigatoka.
Gold FM is our favorite radio station here in Lautoka.
Gold FM is #1 in Nel.
I love listening to Gold FM in Ba.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits here in Suva.
Hear about bottle cola, you immediately think of gold. I'm Josephine Sabi and I love hearing Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In this bulletin, Bainimarama announces his proposed political party. National Federation Party calls for political debate. And Fijians losing limbs to amputation due to diabetes. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. Warangen Bainimarama has announced his proposed political party will be called Fiji First. Chanel Sivan reports Bainimarama will take leave as Prime Minister and begin his campaign around the country this week.
The proposed Fiji First is now on a journey to obtain the necessary requirements to register and subsequently contest the September 17th general elections. At the helm is a former military commander turned politician.
Whether you be a commoner or chief, a shopkeeper or consumer, a landowner or a farmer, an office worker or a laborer, a woman or a man, a pensioner or a youth, a city dweller, or someone living in our maritime or rural areas. We have to travel together, become the pride of the Pacific and the world. I need you all Fijians to come with me on this journey. I need you to believe in my goal for a united Fiji, a honest Fiji, a corrupt-free Fiji.
Bainimarama says his proposed party will put Fiji first in all the decisions it makes. He says Fijians already know what his government has done for the past 8 years, adding he knows they will make good choices.
You and your families will have a better future. But the work, my fellow Fijians, cannot be completed without you coming along with me on this journey. We all need to put Fiji first. The proposed Fiji First, Fiji. No longer do the interests of a select few come before what is good for all Fijians. We must put Fiji first. Next week, I will take leave from work and begin my journey on this bus to meet everyday Fijians like you. I need your signatures to register the proposed Fiji First. I need your thoughts, your ideas, and well wishes and your support.
Bainimarama will reveal the candidate of his proposed party in due time.
We would like to vote Mr. Bainimarama because we think that he has done a lot of progress in Fiji and yeah, definitely this party is going to win. There's a lot of confidence and we've seen that there is a progress which has been seen by people of Fiji.
Rajini Kalyani was among scores of people at Mysova Park this afternoon.
The name and fame has been brought internationally, globally, and Fiji is well recognized through many projects that were done in this year.
The wheels will start turning for the proposed political party as Bainimarama moves to get the 5,000 signatures and a sum of $5,005 to register the proposed party. And he will be moving around the country in this bus converted to meet his pre-election needs. These painters of pro-design graphics kept this bus a secret for almost a month.
It took us 2 days and we got a team here that supported us, and it was a very confidential matter for this new party for Bainimarama. It was an exciting job, challenging, and that's how it went, and we tried to keep it secret till today. It was a launching for Bainimarama's new party.
Did you even tell your family member about this?
No, no one knows it. No one. It's very secret.
Bainimarama will reveal the names of his candidates in due time. He will register the political party, launch it, and then later launch the manifesto. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
Newly elected National Federation Party leader Biman Prasad has challenged the government and other political parties to a public debate. Prasad says Fiji is at a defining point in history and the country needs leaders who can bring people together. Christopher Chand with this story.
The NFP believes the appointment yesterday is the beginning of a new chapter for the country's oldest party. The elections on September 17th will be the first time Fiji will have an electoral system of one person, one vote.
That is why I am saying that this is going to be a very, very exciting and a challenging election for every political party.
A significant number of voters will be voting for the first time during the polls. Prasad says people should be given a healthy debate so that they know who to choose.
And I look forward to debating with the leaders of different political parties. I invite the government, I invite the Prime Minister, I invite the Attorney General to have a very civil, a very calm, a very calculated debate on what has happened in this country, on policies and the way forward.
The NFP, which has been predominantly dominated by Fijians of Indian descent, will need to attract votes from other communities.
That has always been a challenge for all political parties, and it is going to remain a challenge for all the political parties in this election, including the party that the Prime Minister is going to be forming soon.
Prasad has promised a new NFP, a party that is on the path to revival, and has announced a number of policies that he hopes will attract a significant number of ticks beside their name on the ballot paper. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Fiji Airways has suspended a senior pilot pending an internal investigation following an incident during its flight to Sydney last Tuesday. Aviation regulator, the Civil Aviation Authority of Fiji, is concerned about safety issues following the hard landing incident and how the aircraft was allowed to fly back to the country before damages to the Airbus were noticed. And as Christopher Chand reports, this has now forced major delays to their flights this week.
The airline's newest Airbus, the island of Yasawairara, made a hard landing at Sydney Airport on March 18th. The impact has left one of its flight attendants receiving treatment for back pain, and the airline with a bill expected to be in the millions. However, the A330 was cleared to fly back to Fiji after an hour's delay. Following its return, the aircraft was grounded when it was discovered that the landing gear had been damaged. Fiji Airways has suspended the captain, awaiting their own investigations, but KEF is concerned about the whole incident. KEF Chief Executive Netawa Wanga stated they are always concerned when situations such as this occur because it could be a symptom of things that are not being done properly. Issues about safety have been raised and why the airline continued on its flight back to Fiji. Fiji Airways CEO Stefan Pishla says the plane was cleared and it was okay to fly back. Pishla says part of the initial investigation is to assess if proper safety positions and crew processes were adhered to. The national airline has not been able to tell us when the aircraft will be fixed and the extent of damage to the brand new Airbus. As a result of this, passengers flying on Fiji Airways can expect flight delays to a total of 20 flights this week, while 5 flights have been rescheduled. Some delays will be close to 5 hours. KEF says their role is to ensure an investigation into the incident is carried out and corrective actions are taken to ensure such incidents are not repeated. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
A support and advocacy group for diabetes is very concerned about the high rates of amputation of limbs at the national level. Diabetes Fiji Chairman Dr. Wahid Khan says it is now an epidemic and something needs to be done to try and bring down the numbers. Vosita Kote Wasa with the story. Viewer discretion is advised.
Fijians are losing their limbs to amputation because of diabetes on a daily basis.
I go to international meetings on diabetes, and Fiji is known as having the highest level of amputations in the Western Pacific region, and that's huge. At yesterday's session, we were told that there is an amputation of some sort every 12 hours. So that is big problem.
The trends noted amongst the people seeking medical attention are worrying.
Unfortunately, most of the patients that we see are more from the rural areas, you know, more Itoki people than Indians. Indians have more diabetes, but apparently they come in a lot earlier for treatment. But the Itoki, you know, they go through other modes of treatment, like you know, some leaves and things like that before they come. And many of them are far away in the hinterland, you know. They don't check their leg. They want to walk bare feet, you know. So these are issues that we have to tackle with, you know.
Dr. Khan says people should not be complacent in taking care of their health and well-being.
In Fiji, 1 in 3, the latest step shows 1 in 3 have diabetes, you know. So that's a very huge problem. And it's going to increase and keep on increasing until we, you know, unless and until we do something about it. You know. We call it an epidemic. It's a huge epidemic. And what we can do is to stop this epidemic. We can't reverse it immediately. So what we're trying to do is just stop this big avalanche of epidemic here at the moment.
Dr. Wahid Khan says Diabetes Fiji is working with the Health Ministry and the World Diabetes Foundation to map out a 4-year program which looks at food care for people living with diabetes, nurses and general practitioners in terms of management. Vasita Kotimwasawasa, FBC News.
Still to come on FBC News, Christians top inmate numbers in correction facilities.
Mbula FM rekreke tale taki.
Gonga elambasa Mbula FM number 2 na sere.
Ndo tale tak na borong en Mbula FM number 2 na sere su.
Au wait tu rekraki au rebot tu nistima au ndo tale tak na borong en Mbula.
Bola bina Fiji, Mbula FM number 2 senga toka.
Bola bina era roga. Mbula FM number 2 tikoga.
Bula FM number 2 en sere.
Today FM is awesome in Ba. We love you, Today FM.
Today FM rocks in the story and I love listening to Today FM.
Today FM is number 1 in Telev.
Today FM rocks in Lotaka. Woohoo! Today FM is the most popular station in Asino.
We love everything about Today FM here at Golden Point Reki Reki.
Everybody in Singatoka loves Today FM.
Today FM rocks in Ba.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. The Fiji Corrections Services is concerned about the increasing number of members of the Christian faith in its facilities around the country. Mikalonga reports the Corrections Services is calling on churches to find ways to remedy this.
Assistant Corrections Commissioner Vilam Mbulewa has revealed in a Gold FM talkback show that Methodists top the count.
A great challenge on the Methodist denomination, so which is 341. Before it comes to the second to that is SDA, then AOG.
We're trying our best to address that through our social services department, and there are other departments like evangelism and youth.
With 293 members behind bars, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, SDA, is not shying away from the challenge.
With the number, it does not deter them, but they continue to come up, and we are so thankful to them.
The Corrections Service says Christian churches should seriously look at ways of discouraging their members from being involved in criminal activities.
Christians, dominating the number compared to that of other religion, it should be, a challenge to everybody to live.
Vilam Mbulewa is also calling on Itoke leaders to address the issue, which is also affecting their respective provinces.
Tele was 161 inmates. Second to that is Lau, which is 142, and Mba. In Ba province is 138.
The Corrections Services wants to bring down the number of inmates in its facilities by 50%. It currently has 1,488. It admits it can't do it without support from the Itoke and church leaders. Mikalonga, FBC News.
Fiji Ports Corporation is engaging the services of an overseas company to clear the Suva harbour of derelict vessels. General Manager Ports Eminoni Kurusinga says the large number of derelict vessels in the harbour is a problem they have to deal with continuously. Eleanor Turangaivu reports.
A tender was put out in the local papers last year for the salvaging of these derelict vessels, but the corporation was not satisfied with the applicants.
We've seen that the cost that it's going to cost us to do this is quite exorbitant, in the fact that it's over $500,000.
Fiji Ports Corporation has now engaged a reputable overseas company to undertake the works at a much less cost.
They've signed a letter of engagement for us because they came in last year and they've inspected all the sites, all the location of these derelict vessels that we have here in Suva, and they've agreed to work with us.
However, the works might not start in the immediate future, as environmental laws require an impact assessment to be undertaken beforehand.
With this Environment Act that is coming, we have to do the environment impact assessment first. Okay. So we are in the process of doing that. Okay. Once we do that, the plan is approved by the Department of Environment, of course, then that work of salvaging or clearing derelicts will be on the go.
Should all go according to plan, derelict vessels could be out of the Suva harbour by July at the latest. A welcome news to boat operators who use the harbour almost on a daily basis. Eleanor Turangaiviu, FBC News. The National Archives is stepping up efforts to make more people aware of its existence and its role as the country's keeper of our history. Mikalonga reports the department will be in the north this week doing just that.
Prince Charles arrives to start his 6-day program.
The National Archives has in its records the country's history dating back to 1875, and it continues to store our events that helped shape the nation to what it is today.
Primary ones of note for the people of Fiji is that we're working through the photographic collection. We're given about 106,000 photographs, which we're cleaning, processing, cataloguing, and digitizing.
The National Archives has heaps of historical documents and photos of land sales, sceneries, real images of Itoke tribes, their totems and Girmatia records. Last year alone, 6,000 people visited the department in Suva. It handed out 50,000 documents and photos during the year.
There is a level of interest, but I think it's an awareness issue. Once more people become aware, then those numbers will grow.
The nation's record keeper will be promoting the significance of its existence and the vital role it plays in society when it meets up with the public in a government road show in Lambasa this week. The National Archives Roadshow in the north will surely be an eye-opener for the record keeper and the people there. It is a rare opportunity for people to take advantage of. The National Archives will be issuing historical copies of documents and photos free of charge.
The photos will be a big thing, because, for example, we had previous roadshows in the West last year, and we took photos from that area, and people of that area, when they came around to the National Archives exhibit, they saw photos of their grandfathers or of their great-grandfathers, and access to those sort of things. They don't have that sort of access.
The National Archives has more than 100,000 of historical documents and photos and 2,000 hours of historical Fiji film. Mikalonga, FBC News.
Earth Hour was commemorated throughout the world last night, where all non-essential lights were switched off for an hour. Earth Hour campaign is marked in more than 150 countries this year to raise money for local environmental projects. Campaign coordinator in Fiji, the WWF South Pacific Communications Manager, Patricia Mallam, says this year funds will be raised to provide solar tanks and solar-powered electricity for 4 villages in the Mali district in Vanua-Levu.
Now we have 60 days to raise $10,000 in order to purchase the equipment that we need for the project. So tonight is just the beginning, and we anticipate that we will have more support coming in because we have an online platform where those interested to donate can do so. If you go on to earthhour.org and look for the Switch On for Mali project, then you'd be able to donate via online means, or you can donate directly into our bank account.
A candlelight dinner was also organized by the WWF last night to raise funds for the project. Lights went off in homes in Fiji from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Coming up on FBC Sports, Fiji through to Hong Kong semis after narrow escape against USA and upsets at Schools Rugby League.
Talita na Radio Fiji One na mwira ni nondo bonua.
Ando talita kana borro na Radio Fiji One singa toka boleta ni station ni alumatu.
Ando talita ka bole una borro na Radio Fiji One station ni alumatu elo toka.
Ando talita ka bole una borro na Radio Fiji One mandi na station ni alumatu.
Au tu ngoi korbo Untuk borong live na station ni Almatua na Radio Fiji One.
Do borong na Radio Fiji One na station ni Almatua na bandoi tele.
Na Radio Fiji One nandu mai bitin bonga ni BNN.
देश की धड़कन रेडियो फीजी 2 is number 1 in Singatoka.
मैं लंबासा के निवासी, मेरा नाम प्रेम चंद्रा है। देश की धड़कन रेडियो फीजी 2 को मेरा सलाम।
नैनी में देश की धड़कन रेडियो फीजी 2।
रेडियो फीजी 2 में देश की धड़कन मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 is number 1 in Singatoka।
नैनी में मेरा धड़कन है रेडियो फीजी 2।
हम नन्नूपुर की रहता है और हम रेडियो फीजी 2 हरदम सुनता है।
हमें रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनो बहुत अच्छा लगे, आप भी रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनो।
देश की धड़कन रेडियो फीजी 2।
Welcome back. This is FBC Sports. The Vodafone Fiji Sevens team is through to the Cup semi-finals of the Hong Kong Sevens, but it was a close call for the defending champions in their quarter-final game earlier today. Chalendar Vakavaka is in Hong Kong and filed this report.
Vodafone Fiji Sevens team narrowly escaped an early exit at the Hong Kong Sevens after that close game against USA. Fiji was a shadow of the side that cruised through their pool games over the past 2 days. Heavy underfoot conditions may have played a factor in their performance. Skipper Osakuling Sao didn't have one of his best games, and the players seemed out of sorts at times. Credit to USA, they played really well, one of the most improved sides in the series this season, but were denied by some desperate defense from Fiji. But a win is a win. Fans can be glad about that and hope for the best in the semis against a very strong English side. No injury worries so far, and Mosi Mulavora was the only concern with a knock to the knee. But he made an appearance from the bench, which is a positive sign for the game later tonight. Here in Hong Kong, I'm Chalendar Vakavaka for FBC Sports.
Fiji faces England in the first Cup semi-final at 7:52 p.m, while New Zealand meets Australia in the second semi at 8:14 p.m. Meanwhile, England's Sevens winger Dan Norton hopes his side can overcome Fiji in the Cup semis tonight. England is chasing their first title win this season, and the 26-year-old is determined to do what he can to help his side in Hong Kong.
But at the same time, we're taking steps forward every single time, which is what we want to be doing. We're slowly building, and we hit third last week in Tokyo. We just want to kind of build on that and just keep taking steps forward, really.
As we approach the Cup semi-finals of the Hong Kong Sevens, niggles are starting to creep in for the Vodafone Fiji Sevens side. Skipper Osakuling Sao called for a substitution after some hard runs during their Cup quarter-final against USA, while usual starter Mosi Mulavora came off the bench in the second half. Fortunately, the side is not short of playmakers and game breakers that should hold the fort in the semis. Chalendar Vakavaka reports.
Mosi Mulavora was rested yesterday after receiving a knock to the knee during the game against Wales. In his absence, Waisiana Dungu and Watemo Rabobo showed their class.
Very lucky to go through a tournament without any bumps and bruises and injuries, and you need to make sure you've got the various options. And tonight that White stepped up there. And I've said all along, we're not short of playmakers. We've got plenty in our squad at the moment, and they just need time to gel and get game time.
The duo are the youngest players in the squad and performed above expectations.
I'm really happy with my performance so far, and this is also the first time to be playing in a tournament this big.
Hong Kong Stadium has a knack for unveiling superstars, and this is a chance for Nadungu and Rabobo to ink their name alongside Fiji's greatest playmakers. Chalendar Vakavaka, FBC Sports.
Not everyone can watch the Hong Kong Sevens inside the stadium at Happy Valley. A Sevens village was set up across the facility to cater for those fans who missed out on buying tickets, as well as those who just wanted to soak up the rugby atmosphere. Chalendar Vakavaka has more.
Directly across Hong Kong Stadium, you will also find fans of every race sitting together, eyes glued to a giant television screen. This is the Sevens village at the Indian Recreational Club. Spectators come in and watch for free, only paying for food and drinks.
We also have some public viewing and football matches and stuff. It's really nice because I've seen the rugby game before, and I really love it.
For the bold ones, there are prizes for best costumes, with the winners receiving free tickets to watch the actual games from inside the stadium.
Nice place for friends to meet, cultural interface, many people exchange views. Nice place, easy, no politics. Nice.
The Sevens village adds more flavor to the Hong Kong Sevens, with fans allowed to enjoy the games in an environment similar to that being experienced inside the stadium. FBC Sports.
2 upsets occurred at the Vodafone Fiji Secondary School's Rugby League quarterfinals at Nandi's Prince Charles Park yesterday. The Bar Provincial Under-19s have become the new Colin Love Trophy and Vodafone Bati Shield winners after upsetting Nasinu Secondary 26-7. The second upset came from the Nandronga Navosa Under-19s, who beat Assemblies of God High School 12-10. Nasinu Secondary stood out in the under-15 grade quarterfinals, while Ratunavula did well to hold their own in the under-17s. Laline Memorial has shown they will be a force to reckon with in the under-19s at next week's semi-finals. Generally fine weather apart from isolated brief showers with cloudy periods prevailed over the country today. Suva, Nandi, Lautoka and Ba all had fine weather this morning, but clouds and some showers developed in the afternoon. Savu and Lambasa saw some cloudy periods in the morning and showers by the afternoon. Nandi recorded the highest on the temperature chart today, hitting 32 degrees. Suva and Savu recorded 30 degrees, the lowest for the day. Nandi, Lautoka, Ba and Lambasa can expect fine weather in the morning and some clouds and showers by the afternoon. Suva and Savu will be cloudy with showers throughout the day, so keep that umbrella handy. Further outlook, fine apart from brief afternoon showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands, elsewhere possible afternoon or evening showers. Recapping the headlines, Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama announces his proposed political party. National Federation Party calls for political debate with government and other political parties, and Fijians losing limbs to amputation due to diabetes. On to the poll question for this week, we're asking, do you think Pio Tuwai and Setafano the Cow have revitalized the Fiji Sevens team? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's FBC News for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye for now.
Old Town Tower में it's only Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
बाकी हर घर में खाली मिर्ची FM बजे. मिर्ची FM is hot.
Best sound, best music, Mirchi FM rocks and records.
नानी का #1 station है Mirchi FM.
Mirchi FM is hot. Mirchi FM it's #1 in nursery.
Mirchi FM is hot.
हम लोग मिर्ची FM रोज सुनता है. मिर्ची FM जागो मामा.
Mirchi FM